doing it scared. Just so grateful to be alive today. And I had a really busy day, but a really good day. I got a lot done. It was productive, but I feel good about it. The sun was shining, the weather was great. I'm really learning to lean into my strengths, or at least see them. One of those questions I used to dread when going into a job interview or talking, I just don't like talking about myself. And this is part of doing it scared, learning to talk about myself and being okay with it. It's really difficult for me. It's been really difficult for me. I'm working on it. But a hard question for me to answer was, what are your strengths? I would always be just blank. I'm like, what are my strengths? I don't know. I care too much. I work too hard. I always hated that question because I struggled so much, like really looking at myself almost objectively. I tend to judge myself very harshly, and I would say, "Oh, I don't really have that many strengths. I try, I'll do my best, but I don't know if I actually have any strengths." And I'm learning to view my strengths, to be okay with the strengths that I have, and lean into them. I've taken all those personality tests. I've done a lot of that kind of work, and I always felt like, I don't know, I wasn't seen in them, or when I took them, they didn't give me a good picture of who I actually was, and I wasn't sure about it. I didn't trust them. And really, like, those are great tools, all of those things, but I think ultimately when you look at strengths is you just have to kind of look at those things that you gravitate towards, and then gather feedback from people around you. That's the best way to get that back. I've gotten just over the last couple of months, I've just gotten a lot of feedback, and I'm actively collecting it. And I think it's been so helpful to start seeing myself a little bit more objectively. And it's kind of fun when some people point out things that maybe I didn't see myself. And then it's like, oh, explore that a little bit. So if you don't know your strengths, and you've taken those strengths finders and enneagrams and Myers-Briggs and all those things, principles, but you're still unsure, I think just starting with asking the people around you is very helpful. And then also you know, just observe yourself on a day-to-day basis, and kind of ask yourself that question of, okay, what did I feel like I showed up and when I showed up with easily today? Like, just, I don't know, that introspection helps. It's been very difficult for me to find my strengths, but I feel like I'm starting to see them, and that's really nice. It's taken a long time, but it's really nice. I wouldn't call myself traditionally confident. I usually err on the side of a lot of lack of confidence, imposter syndrome, those types of things. Even stuff that I'm really versed in, like I know, like the back of my hand. Well, not that you know the back of your hand very well, but that's saying anyway. We know it. Like I know the back of my hand. Even those things, like I always like had doubt. I'm like, well, maybe I don't. Maybe somebody knows more, or maybe I don't know as much as I think I know. Like always a doubt, which made me prepare. So one of my strengths is preparation. I am prepared. Get prepared for almost everything, and in a lot of ways that can not be great, but I think when it comes to business and relationships and a lot of areas of life, it's a great thing to be very prepared. So that's one strength, and there are many more. But this wasn't to talk about my strengths. It was to just encourage you to really do some introspection and figure out what those strengths are, because it is really important for your own growth. And then and then it's really important for what you want to step into in the future. And I think, humans are so amazing because we can work and almost become good at anything we want. Now, there are natural things like, on a basketball court, somebody who's 6'7" is going to have a little bit easier time than someone that's 5'11". But I've seen really short guys and short women be very good at basketball. So I think that And even those types of limitations are just limitations that we put on ourselves. And it's really important to not put limitations on yourself. For so long, for my whole life really, I have put limitations on myself, and I continue to battle those limitations. And I just keep asking the question, why not me? Why couldn't I be the one that does that? Why can't I be the one that has this business or that thing going on, or this whatever it is? Why can't it be me? Because I think it can be. It's just a matter of learning and then leaning into those natural strengths that I already have, but not limiting myself, in those things. So I guess that's this video today. Figure out your strengths, lean into them, and realize that you are a human with, oh man, so much potential. The fact that we can fly is insane. The fact that we can fly in the air like birds is insane. And yes, it's not exactly like birds, but that's the other thing, right? I love the story of the Wright brothers. It's one of my favorite stories because these guys took something and re-engineered it. Because before, people were looking kind of at how birds were flying, and we're like, okay, how do we imitate what birds are doing? And they kind of realized the limitation of that. I think Da Vinci had some machines that kind of flew like birds, and a lot of people had tried those types of things for flying in the past. And then we had hot air balloons, but they looked at it just differently. They looked at it from a different angle. Like, how can we get up in the air and stay in the air? Like, that was the question, right? So they almost had this first principle thinking about it, and eventually they got us to where we can fly in the air. And that's so cool. If you went back, I don't know, 20 years before them, 50 years before them, I don't know if people would have probably been like, no way, we're never going to fly. That's insane. That's cuckoo talk. Like, what are you doing? Flying? No, that can't happen. It doesn't always look exactly like we think it is because we're limited by kind of our reality, but it takes those people that step out of our reality, step out of our way of thinking to get us to the next level. And I think that can be applied to any human anywhere. So it's like, what do you want to do? Really? What do you want to do? Do you want to teleport? I mean, that's crazy, but I don't see the limit. I don't see it as a limit. I think that there's a world where that is totally possible, that we can just blink and be in a different space. It might not look exactly like sci-fi has made teleportation to look like, but it could be something. And that's something that's way out there that feels completely impossible. But I really don't believe it is. I don't believe anything is impossible. I don't. And it's funny because I have that belief so deep down inside that nothing is impossible. And yet I still put limits on myself. Well, it's like, oh yeah, but for me it's impossible. And that's such a limiting belief that doesn't serve myself, and it wouldn't serve you if you had that belief. So I just want to encourage you, just find out what your strengths are and figure out what you can use and also how you can grow and where you can go, because sky's the limit. We live in such an incredible time in human history, and I know there's a lot of negativity, and people, trust me, I hear it all the time. All the negative. Oh, the market's about to crash. This is up. That is down. Blah, blah, blah. All the stuff. And I get it. Some of it's very real. You have bills to pay and all these things, but you can step out of the world of paycheck to paycheck bills and into the world of travel and into the world of, I don't know, whatever it is that you're dreaming of. You can do it. It's possible. And because of the internet and because of the age that you're alive, it's still hard, but it's easier than it ever has been. And I think about all the great people that you hear about in history, from the great painters to the inventors to all these people. They just stepped outside of the normal, and a lot of them just were okay with making mistakes and just learning about it. I mean, like, that's what it is. That's what life is. And if you can learn from mistakes, and I think that's truly what successful people do, is they do something, they make a mistake, and they learn from it and move on quickly. That's the key, quickly. The quicker you can move on from a mistake and move on to a new mistake, the faster you are, the more likely you are to be successful, whatever that looks like. And I'm not just talking about monetary success, but I'm talking about your dreams. Like, if you want to, I don't know, again, if you want to travel or move across the country or start a business or be okay just being present or live in the woods or whatever it is, you got to try it. You got to sitting where you are isn't going to get you there. You need to try. You need to try. You just need to step into it and realize that if I fail and I become homeless, well, I can work my way back up. I can get a job at McDonald's. I can, sell water bottles on the street corner, like whatever it is that you got to do, but you can do it. You can do it. I know it. I know it. Anyway, this turned out to be a longer video than I wanted it to be because it's late and I've got stuff I've got to do, but oh my goodness, I'm so grateful for you coming on here and watching this. And I just felt that needed to get that out, that encouragement that you can do anything and you are more capable than you think you are. And I just can't wait. My world is changing day by day. It's changing. And I can't wait to share my success with you. In a lot of ways, I already have a bunch of success, but I can't wait to share my success with you so I can show you it's possible. But even that only goes so far. You need to do it for yourself. You need to do it for yourself. You need to step out and just do it. And you're not going to have a bigger supporter than me. I just know that you can accomplish your dreams. If you're watching this, you have access to the internet, which gives you access to unlimited knowledge, and knowledge isn't the issue anymore. How to start a business, Google it, boom, done. Ask ChatGPT. Like, there are so many resources out there that there's no reason that you can't figure it out and do it. It might be a little bit hard at first, but it can get easier. So whatever it is, whatever you want to do, whatever your biggest, most audacious dream is, it can be accomplished. It can be accomplished. Go after your dream. You're here one time, as far as I know. And at least in this human experience, how we're going through it, me as Luke, is here one time. And if you don't make the most of it, then that's a shame. And I don't want you to feel regretful of your life. And I don't want you to feel ashamed. I want you to just go after it. Be kooky, look crazy, like the Wright brothers. Look insane, like, we're going to fly? Those guys are nuts. Be the nutcase. You've got this. Thank you for watching. That was all over the place. Accomplish your dreams, encouragement, find your strengths, do the thing that you want to do. I appreciate you. I hope you are having a great day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And you know that you are loved and you are enough just as you are. Thanks for watching.